Yeah, we can start this. Hello, everybody. So let's see. This is David True from Memphis, Tennessee. I have Dr. Nick today. All right. So both of you say hello to
Hey
the
guys.
world. You go on your Facebook and share them out so people. I know some of y'all been waiting on it. Go on my Facebook and share them out.
On your Facebook?
See it?
No.
It should pop up.
Nope, I don't see it.
Maybe at the top.
Are we live? There you go.
It just came out.
As you can just start watching on it. You find
Cool.
it?
Thank you, sir.
You left it right there and people were watching on it.
Do I need to hit start?
Hello, everybody. So let's see. Turn lower on the view and we'll share them out. Did you find it?
Yeah, I'm on your page, but I don't see
Go
it.
up to the top. All the way to the
Let me
very
do it
top.
again. Let me- You can,
Turn it off.
Alright, we're gonna just share them out. Okay, good. Alright, now everybody watching right now. So, first of all, I want to give to y'all. You're going to be cheered. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Congratulations. Wow. I'm blessed to have both of you come to my place today and share with the world what you guys have been done tremendously. Because you work in a full-time job, right?
Yes.
And let's start with who want to be first? A little bit about
You
yourself.
go first. Go ahead.
All right,
Or I
go.
will.
Yeah.
Hey, well, I'm Michael Nix. I'm a 21-year IT professional. I do real estate part-time. And so far, I'm loving it. Over the last, I say, 6 months, I've closed about 10 deals.
Awesome. How about you?
I'm a lifetime member of dialysis. I've been in dialysis for 29 years last month. Been in real estate part-time, I guess going on 4 years now. And love it. Love every bit of it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if y'all guys can hear us, have any questions you can put in there. If you can hear us, let it know. I don't know if you hear us or not. Tell me a little about Michael. What made you get into real estate? What you like about real estate? You get into it.
Well, I had a friend that was kind of interested in investment properties and flipping, and kind of thought about it. We enrolled in an online course. I finished the course. I'm still waiting on him so he can join the EXP. And it was pretty neat so far. I really didn't want to get into it to sell property, and it kind of took his course, and it's working out pretty good.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How about you?
Man, that's something I've been wanting to do probably 12, 15 years. Been wanting to buy and flip, doing the investment side of it. And I just started studying it. And a buddy of mine, like everybody knows, Jason Miller, me and him got to talking.
Icon Asian.
And we kind of encouraged each other to get into it.
Awesome.
And he went ahead and moved forward with it. I waited probably a couple of years too
Right.
long.
Right.
My son was getting ready to graduate college, and I took him on a cruise for his college
Oh,
graduation.
Awesome. That's
So
nice.
Jason kept encouraging me, and I finally went and took the class, and it's been downhill ever since.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Last month, in the last 30 days, I know with this COVID-19, a lot of buyers, sellers, investors was kind of scared. Realtor was, trying to figure out what to do. So what in the world you guys doing that you guys able to sell over $1 million together in the last 30 days?
Well,
What'd
I
you
mean,
do?
it's all about, I guess, being personable
Okay.
with your clients and kind of explain to them what's going on and how the pandemic is really not affecting real estate. And, once it bounces back, it goes pretty good. And it's been pretty successful because, it took me 7 months to nail the first deal. And it came, March when COVID kicked off. And it kind of went down here from then. It went from 1 deal a night to 2. And the next thing I know, I'm up to 4 or 5 contracts before I know it.
Awesome.
Closed the last deal of the month yesterday. So I did 4 closings in July. 2 in June, 2 in May.
Oh, awesome, awesome.
So I've averaged about 2 per month. This month was a pretty solid, and this made my 1 year anniversary in real estate and also with EXP.
Okay, that's
Right.
awesome.
That's
I'm
awesome.
glad you were the new agent. Go straight to ESP.
Oh yeah, straight to
Okay.
EXP. And you know, the thing about it, I was looking for a company that I can do part time, and just happened to just Google, found EXP, contacted Tanya, and you know, we kind of found out we had a lot in common because she was in the information technology as well.
Oh, awesome.
And once we started talking, she was like, "Yeah, this is definitely the company for you," and I jumped on it.
What do you like about it so far?
Well, I like EXP because it's not a pushy company. You can grow. Everybody's a family. You know, we all help each other out. I met Tim a year ago this month, and you know, we clicked day one, and we kind of stuck together to make sure that we both grow, not just be greedy and I keep it and he don't keep.
Right.
So it's been a pretty good roller coaster ride.
And you know that they have the same last name though. So they look like twins or what? They got the same last
Brothers
name.
from a different mother.
Yeah. That was awesome. So what about you?
I think the biggest thing is just like Michael said, being personable. Number one, number two, answering your phone and being, reachable.
That's right.
And communicative. That's a big thing. Answering your phone and responding to people's requests and questions and following up with them.
Okay.
That's the biggest hurdle that I faced is calling another agent. They don't answer the phone or they don't ever call back.
Right. That's a big problem
Yeah,
I have as well. And you can't, it makes you look bad or the industry look bad because people are waiting on you to call them back. And it's not always us that's the issue. It's could be on the other side.
Right.
So I just, the big thing is follow up and keep following up.
Right. So yeah, I did have a great comments from one of my friend Jonathan Bunch out there. Say good thing about Michael. He called me and Michael said, yeah. So that's good. That's great that you guys glad that you did a good job on it. What's Cherry? We had Cherry Nix.
That's my wife.
That's your wife. He's trying to see who's the pretty lady to get to him. Right? So, we're very proud of you guys. So, one of the things what would you recommend for let's start with seller. Is it a good time to buy, to sell a house, moving up? Or what would you, what your input into it?
It's the perfect time. I've had 2 listings within 60 days as representing the seller, and one property lasted less than 24 hours, and one lasted 3 days because we were looking for highest and best offer, but it could have went within 1 day. Just 2 bedroom, 2 bed, 2 bath, and it was. The market is a seller's market. A lot of new product coming out for a buyer as well, especially in South Haven, Olive Branch area. Tim does Tennessee, I do Mississippi. So we're a tag team. We make sure that everybody's satisfied.
That's good.
My first deal actually came through Tim, and another deal came through Tim, and we just closed on one of the deals last week. So my very first client came from Tim.
All right, Tim. Good, Tim. That's good. Set them out, right? Set them out. So, basically, what recommend you got for buyers?
Well, buyers, it's a very competitive market, and the thing about it, we make offers, and most buyers want to say, hey, I want seller to pick up X amount in closing costs. Well, now a lot of sellers are not looking for concessions at all. They want the least as possible.
Yeah.
Right.
So the hardest thing I've faced in, I guess, the Mississippi market is, hey, most offers go highest and best offer off the bat. So you have to be very quick and prompt. If we show a house today, you should be ready to make an offer if you like that house before we leave. And every job I go to, I just take my laptop and we set up. We do contracts right there on the spot.
Right. And Tennessee's the same way.
What you input and buy and sell over here?
Sellers is going, highest and best on probably majority of the properties. If your house is in good shape and you've got it priced right, it's going to sell, and it's going to go more than likely highest and best offer very quickly. So if you've got buyers in the industry looking, you got to get out there and get right on it. But the key to it is to get them pre-qualified,
Right.
pre-approved, and I teach that to every client that I have, and some of them, they don't understand that, but you have to be pre-approved.
Right.
Once you get pre-approved, then the process is so much easier. Then you know what their buying power is, and you know what price range to stay in.
Right.
And you can make the process move along a lot faster and a lot smoother.
You don't waste time and gas.
You don't waste time and running them all over the country. And for the sellers, I mean, man, it's the buyers. You got to do your homework. I mean, you got to do your homework. You got to see, what that house is worth or what the market in that area is worth, and what you're willing to give up.
Right.
Because it's a seller's market, and they can pretty much come to the table with anything and still sell the house. So.
What your input for your investor? Both of you, like you first.
Ooh, investor, man.
You're an investor too. I know you buy out and fix up and flip. So.
The investor right now, I haven't had too many investors lately because the market's going so fast, and the deals that they're looking at, they either need so much work, I guess. I've lost. I guess the one that I've been dealing with the most, we've lost the last couple of deals because somebody's coming in and beating them to the punch. You can't come in and lowball an offer right now.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you can't come in 10,000 under list price and think you're going to get it because it's not. Even with work needed, you're still going to get out priced. So it's kind of tough out there right now.
So what do you got for realtor? What do you advise for a realtor, real estate agent?
Whew, work hard.
Yeah, do homework.
Do homework, work hard, answer your phone, and communicate.
What about you? What you got for investor? What you got for?
Well, I've had one investment property, and like I say, with Tennessee, it's kind of different in Mississippi and South Haven. The product is a little bit different. I had one investor. He came in. We were offering one price, and he came in and kind of offered us $4,000 than what we were actually asking for the property. And that deal closed yesterday. And he was very patient about it. It was a pretty good transaction. I hadn't had a lot of investment property, but to piggyback on what he said about realtors, you have to do homework because one of my first deals, the property was overpriced and it appraised for like $9,000, well not $10,000 less than what they made an offer on, which was good for my buyer.
Right.
But on the standpoint of a seller, hey, I just lost $10,000 on a deal, and they listed the property, a little high from jump, and they knocked off, so they lost about $20,000 in the whole deal. So you have to do your homework to make sure that the product is comparable with your area. And a lot of agents I found really, they bump it up to kind of work down to it, and they know for a fact it won't appraise at that.
So as a new real estate agent, what did the company that you're working with right now, what the benefits you saw into it?
With me, this is my first brokerage, so you get revenue share with the company. It's very low monthly cost. Tim probably can tell you different because he's been out for a while. So you do get stock in the company. I just got your first sale. You get I think $250 on your first sale, and you can do up to 5% of each deal after that. So the last week or so, I've gotten pretty good stock options so far, and the price went up today.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. You build the equity. Instead of a transaction, now you got additional than just regular transaction. As an expert like you, what do you like about the company you're with now compared to, you've been in real estate for a while, you've been with the company?
My biggest thing is, and I come from Crye-Like. I spent the first couple of years with Crye-Like. I loved Crye-Like.
It's a good company.
I love my brokers, all my co-workers. I love the office that I was at. I said, but the deal was, I was part-time.
Right.
So I couldn't get the volume at that time to get my percentage up.
Right.
So the whole time I was at Crye-Like, I was 70-30 split.
Right.
So, you know, I talked to Jason Miller, and he introduced EXP to me. And day one, I went 80-20. So I mean, who would not do that? I mean, day one, even though I loved the previous company and I loved everything about them,
Right.
I don't have nothing negative to say about Crye-Leike at all. To me, it was the money. I mean, it was 80% starting day one. It didn't matter what my qualifications was compared to anybody else in the room. They start everybody off at 80-20 across the board. Period.
That's coming out there pay you 100%. So why wouldn't you go to 100%?
Right.
80%.
Right.
Why? What do you see in ESP that the other 100% broker couldn't able to give you?
I mean, I think it's, I don't know. I think it's a combination of things. I mean, number one, you've got the revenue share. You've just, to me, you've just got so much more opportunity.
Right.
You've got the revenue share. Now you've got the benefit option. You know, you got, I mean, it's just, it's a list. There's
like
so many options that you
Yeah.
can pick from.
You like the training as a new agent? What the
Oh
training?
yeah,
would
yeah.
like
I
to
love
you?
the training. Everything is online in the world. You know, when I first, you know, the onboarding process was kind of lengthy,
Yeah, it
but I
took a
think
minute.
they've streamlined that as well to get that down. But being a person in technology, I love it because I can go in the world and look at a video any time of the day or a training any time of the day.
Right.
You know, at night you can go back and look at your old videos. State meetings, you know, Mississippi is Tuesday. They record them, so if I don't make a Tuesday meeting, I go back and watch it that night. Kind of stay up. You know, today was forms training, so I'll probably go back and look at that one.
That's good.
And he, you know, our broker goes over forms every third Tuesday of the month. So you know about each form. But you can always go back and look at it. You can look in the world, and now they have Workplace, which is like Facebook.
Right.
Right.
Where you can go in and communicate with all agents. You know, I have a deal that's working from an agent in Atlanta that's scheduled to list in September. Then I have another agent from Arkansas that has a deal that's wanting to work in South Haven. So you kind of link up with all ESP.
So you got a lot of referrals
got
from
options.
them?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You got a lot of
You got a lot of
options.
options because everybody kind of sticks together with the EXP world and, you know, Workplace.
Cause y'all the owner now, right? Y'all the owner.
Yeah,
A
right.
penny own and penny more. So you can only stop everybody their stock went up. That's why I saw a lot of people with the pandemic right now. Their stock is double. What do you think of it? Well, why do you think the stock went up so high compared to other company?
Well, during the pandemic, we were already equipped as agents in EXP with virtual and email. You know, we were doing everything electronically anyway versus a person had to go do a contract and drive out. And, you know, I told a client the other day, I like, hey, you know, we meet today.
Right.
If you want to do a contract, we do everything electronically.
Right.
I said, you really won't have to see me again unless you really want to. So I can do a contract tonight and never have to see that person. We'll have all the paperwork by tomorrow and upload it.
Right.
That make you guys your successes. You can get an offer as soon as possible, right?
Yeah.
Instead of waiting to come and meet with the client, wait until you get off and try to sign them off and all that stuff. So that's a good thing.
And
right
it's not that often that you know, I look back on the history. At first I was a little skeptical because you don't have offices, you know. Because at Crye-Leike I was going almost daily to the office. If anything, to check my box. You know what I'm saying? Check my mail. Especially when you're new, you know, you go, you check your mail, you talk to everybody. But really, how often do you meet a client in the office? I think
How many times you make
in my couple years there, I think I met maybe one or two the whole time. So it's not that often. And then if you have access to internet, everybody's got internet access. So I mean, you can do it all online. It's so much smoother, and you can get them to sign it and get it back to you. It's just, I don't know, much smoother.
They have a thing right now that you can able to rent out. You got revenue share. You got rent. You got money from space renting.
Yeah.
I just heard that. I don't know. You know or not? I just know about it. That some team or some company may rent a space online.
Really?
Yeah, $200 a month or something, depending what
Rebella,
office.
I think it was.
You got Rebella.
Yeah, I saw that.
Rebella,
You
that
get,
was
they give you 25% for doing that. So
Wow.
every month they pay you get $50. So if you got about 100 people right there, that's if you rent to 10 people, that's for 500. 100, that's 5,000 revenue coming in every month.
Right.
There's a lot of different ways that you can make money on that part. Myself, I like to think about it, that how we can club together. What about reaching a broker? Are you able to contact a broker easily?
Oh yeah. I'm able to contact Mark, but in the twinkle of an eye. You know, we'll email each other, we'll text if I need him. You know, he's been Johnny on the spot. He hadn't been where I couldn't contact him or couldn't get him. You can meet him in the world. He'll have a meeting with you if you want it one-on-one. So it's a virtual environment without actually having to be at a brick and mortar building.
Right. I remember when I meet my broker, I have to make an appointment. I have to drive up there and meet him in person and close the door. Over here we have virtual office. We went in there and they do close the door too. Private office. How about you?
Same. I mean, basically, I've just reached out to Jason more, probably drove him nuts over the last probably year, a little over a year.
Besides broker, you got about 6 or 7 people to reach to, right?
I think I've called you a few times. You know, I just reach out to the local people here. But anytime I've actually had to deal with a broker, I've had no problems. They respond quickly, and they take care of any issues that we may, that come up. So.
How about your commission? Your money coming in. That's the important thing
it's
too.
Quick.
It's quick. It's very quick.
If you get your paperwork, and I just told Tim, I was like, hey, I got my commission from yesterday posted. And I just posted the documents this morning.
Right.
So once you post your documents and you make sure they're all good, you get that email.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been submitted for disbursement.
Right.
That's the happy day.
I remember we had to drive up there and get in line, pick up the checks, going home and find a time to go deposit. Some companies have the direct deposit now, so you go and do the direct deposit, but you got to turn in the paperwork and the email stuff. So it's more quick and easier right now.
Right.
If you want to find a transaction, you can search and you can pull up right away on the spot.
Right.
So that's one thing I like about that thing right
And it's easy to follow too, because once they sign off on it, they send, the disbursement form over to your closer. I mean, typically it's within 24 hours.
Yeah,
you got your money in the bank.
I just send it to him. I take it if I go close. I just take a copy with me.
Right.
Say, hey, I need these when we get done.
Right.
What recommend would you get for agent just start in the business, start out just for helping buyer and seller? What recommendations you have for them? What kind of tips you got for them? You first, you new agent.
I would say get with a seasoned agent. Or a group that you can trust, because we, like I say, our group is very tight knit. I remember when I first started with EXP day one, you were like, hey, just tell me what you need. Honestly, I didn't know what I needed at the time because I was fairly new. But as time went on, you, Jason, and I bugged Jason all the time. I called him all times of the night just to ask questions. I had you, had Tanya. We had a good group that we can call and kind of walk each other through it. So I would say just get with a agent that you can trust and they're willing to help, not just swing you along and kind of just take you along just for the ride to show you what they can do, but also I'll offer help both ways.
Be there for you and all that stuff. That's important. And then you got a mentor, don't you? You got a mentor at a new agent?
Yeah, actually, Jason was my mentor.
Oh, so good.
And they guide you through your first 3 transactions. So once you bump your first 3 transactions, he's still there. He made it very clear. He's like, man, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
Just
Jason is a nice guy.
Yeah, Jason.
You watching Jason? We talk about you, but we talk about you.
but it's a pretty, like I said, the ride 1 year. If I had to do it over again, I don't think I'd change a thing because it's like sort of like a escalator ride. It's slow, but you kind of get to learn a lot while you're going there. And once it starts going, and it's just like
starts kicking in.
It starts kicking in. It won't stop. You can't turn like a waterfall.
One thing I like about you is, you will be out there, and we got a group we have showing some of my house out there. Got 2 of them closing, and you'll be out there and leveraging the system and doing this stuff, and we appreciate that. What about you? What do you recommend for new
Mine
agents?
was a little different. I came in from Cry-Like. I had done several deals, I don't know, probably 8 to 10, I guess, throughout my time. Again, being part-time. So Mine was a little different. I come in, I didn't get a mentor. So I kind of had to, again, I probably just blew up Jason all the time. I know he would probably hate answering my phone calls because I'd call him. I'd get so frustrated because I wouldn't know how to do something, or, you know, the whole transition from paperwork to Sky Slope was huge for me because, you know, I was so used to turning in our paperwork to our office assistant. And then she would check everything and make sure everything was good. And she would call you or email you and say, hey, I need you to send me this, or hey, this is missing, or whatever. And then I transitioned over to Sky Slope, and it was like total different between daylight and dark. So there was many nights I would get really, really frustrated, especially if I was on a time frame and I had to get an offer sent in or paperwork done, and I couldn't figure the process out. So if you come into EXP or anything, if you get into real estate, I highly recommend getting a mentor. Now, I have kind of self-taught myself along with Jason and you other guys to, you know, get me there. But I have had a lot of frustrating days not knowing exactly what to do. Or I call Jason and probably asking him the same question 50, 60 times, I'm sure. Because I'd forget, because I'd go through times where I'd go, 3-4 months and not do a transaction. So.
And you forgot.
Then you forget. And then you're like, and then, last year I remember it very vividly. I went 2 or 3 months there that I didn't do a transaction. Then in January I did a transaction where they changed the form up. So I was so used to the one form, and then now the contract changed. So
you got an up-to-date.
Then you get an up-to-date change. So then you got to make sure it's all completely filled out correct. So I had a lot of frustrating days, but I mean I worked my way through it, kind of self-taught along with Jason, and we got through it.
Then COVID hit, you got another form.
And then COVID form. So it's constantly changing. The big thing is if you get into real estate, don't get frustrated and say you can't do it, because you can.
You have to say how you're going to do it and who able to help you. And now y'all can see the difference here. The younger guy here in technology, that's what his job, that we do every day. We have the only guy.
Be nice, man. Be nice. Be nice, man. It's the gray in the beard, right?
Yeah, but it's real and it's raw, right?
Right,
we are real and we raw.
Right.
I mean, of course, it's nothing. Not one shoes fit everybody.
Right.
But how you're gonna do it? If you like it, how you're gonna make it work for you? So what you do is a good thing. You got some local people there to help you out.
Right.
Even you're outside, but we always assign a mentor and all that stuff to.
And another big thing, and I'm sure you saw it as well, being that you've been in the business so long, is that I had a really difficult time. I'm a talker, and I know that's hard to believe, but I am.
Really?
But. So I asked a lot of questions.
Right.
And my thing is, when I passed my license, and I got my license, and I started my career in real estate part-time. Of course, by the time I made it to the office, most of them were gone. So most of the time I was by myself, or there'd be 1 or 2 stragglers. But, you ask people and you search people and you ask, and you're like, hey, what do you do to get your business going? I mean, what do you do? What should I do to get myself going in this field? And it was like everybody was so secretive, they didn't want to tell you, or they were afraid they would give their secret away.
Right.
When I come to EXP, it's totally different. Totally different. I mean, people share with you, hey man, have you tried this? Hey, have you tried this? Hey, try this and see how this works. Or hey, try this. And, when you see these icon conversations, these people that are $1 million agents tell you exactly, step by step, exactly what they did, and things that work and things that don't work.
Right.
So it's a combination of things. So it kind of gives you an avenue to take where then, everybody being hush-hush, and you're kind of out there on your own kind of thing. I'll never forget, I went to a meeting at Cry Lake one morning, and I asked these 2 veterans that had been there both of them had been there over 20 years apiece, and you know, I was eager and I was like a sponge, so I was absorbing everything.
Right.
And I asked these guys, I was like, hey man, if y'all don't mind me asking, what do y'all do, you know, to get your business going? And one guy told me, he's like, man, look, I've been here 20 years. He said, don't go and sink a ton of money in advertisement. He said, because it was like I would spend 10 and make 9. And he said, eventually that 10 runs out.
Right.
And then you don't have no money to advertise. He said, so be careful how you advertise.
Right.
So that kind of made me nervous because I'm like, man, and then I'd get people calling, hey, you want to do this, you want to do that, or this or that. And you're like, man, you're skeptical because you don't want to be in that situation where you're paying 10 and you get back 9 and then you're broke and then you don't have nothing to work with.
Right.
So, you know, it's things like that you really have to play close to.
But you have to see, they have to tell you, instead of tell you the scare part, they have to tell you how you're going to make it different, right?
Right.
How you're going to do different. So one thing I realize is, because that's what happened in the industry, they don't want you get, so they haven't been blessed. So if they're not blessed from other people, they're not going to care to bless other people.
Right. Right.
But the reason, the way that the thing's set up, is you've been blessed from a lot of other things, so you don't mind give out, and then it's all in one umbrella. We all same owner anyway. But beside that, just for regular comments in real estate, that you guys were seeing, I was shocked. I said, hey, I know, I'm sure that you guys, because I see the way that both of you are working, and both of you are aiming into. That even this is one thing you have to be careful on is what you're not ready until they're not able to. Nobody able to help you until you're ready.
Right.
So it seems you're both ready and you're ready to do this COVID-19 here. It really helped you guys realize that what you need to do and get more time for you to learn and take you to the next level. And do you have a lot of deal going on in the next month? What's going on in the next month? Get some deal lined up so far?
Yeah, I'm working 3 right now,
awesome.
and 1 in September, which is a new bill that will be complete. I want to say September 9th, which is a referral from my brother from another mother.
Oh man, so he working, you got paid too. That's right. That's a good thing.
Keep it in the family, man.
And you like it too, right?
I love it. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I do have a couple deals. You know, I want to piggyback to like being a new agent and what they don't tell you.
Right.
They don't tell you when you're first coming in what, you know, the startup costs, what do you need to do.
That's true.
You're kind of blind because you can ask other agents. They, like Tim said, they really won't tell you, you know, what they expect. So I had a lady that sold me my house, and I gave her a call when I told her I was looking to go into real estate. And she said, well, I'm going to be honest. She said, you have the personality. She said, if I tell you you can't do it, don't do it. And by the end of that call, she said, good luck, I think you should do it. So when I got licensed, I called her and she gave me the ins and outs. Hey, this is what you look for in a broker. This, you know, you want to find a broker that takes less out of your pocket and keeps more in your pocket.
Yes.
And you need X amount to start up. You need this. And, you know, I took that and I'm like, okay, you know, so I can tell another person coming in that, hey, you need X amount of dollars to start up. You know, before you even make $1, you got to spend, you know, almost $3,000 easy. You know, for all your fees and just start up.
And I've just decided that real estate, it doesn't matter what you do. Everything costs money.
It's nothing free.
Everything costs money.
Yeah. You start on a free call, showing you something. By the end of that call,
sign up for here.
Well, sign up and you can get the additional options.
Yeah, exactly.
For, you know, we offer
only $3.99.
$3.99 for the day, but once you leave the room, the price is going up.
That's true. That's true.
So y'all were looking out there. We have Teresa Brown.
Hey, Teresa.
Is that one of your
Teresa.
friends too? Yeah. So that's just a good
I'm actually
communicate.
sitting on another good month too.
Yeah. How about you? Did you get something coming up?
I do. I've got 2 300s coming up. I've got. I'm setting. Hopefully, I'll set on another $1 million month next month.
Oh my God,
So
that's
I'm
awesome.
really close. So
I'll do half of what he did.
Yeah.
And I've got. I don't know about that, but I've got about I've probably got about 5 to 8 in the pipeline, so I'm hoping that I can keep this trend going. This is the start
get
of
a
something
full-time
new.
job, huh?
Yeah.
Yes.
And we want a disclaimer that too. Tell our friends and family,
exactly.
Right.
we do not have $1 million at home.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's $1 million. So that make
That's just numbers.
You gotta pay taxes. That's a number.
Nah, we don't have $1 million at home, so don't call.
Exactly.
But that's a good thing that I would so imagine a lot of full-time agents out there that they even not able to say what you guys have shown, and that's one of the good things I want to give out, a positive thing to you guys out there to know that, hey, what this guy have been done, and to give a compliment to them and say that congratulations to them. And of course you have buyer or seller, investor, anybody want to buy and sell a house, you know who you call, right? Call the Timothy Nix or Brother Nix, right? The Brother Nix.
Call the Nix Squad.
The Nix Squad, right? You want the Mississippi? Who you got in Mississippi?
Yeah, I'm Mississippi. He's
Yeah,
Tennessee.
Michael
I'm
Nix,
Tennessee.
Mississippi, and Tim would be in Tennessee. So you want to say some last words to them? What your
Go for it, man.
Well, I just want to thank you guys, you and Jason, and the whole crew, Milton. I mean, we all do an exceptional job together.
right?
You know, we help each other out, which is not common in a lot of professions. But, you know, nobody's griped about, you know,
Right.
Tim's making $1 million and got it at home, and, you know,
Nah.
the guy over here doesn't. But, I mean, it's a thank you to everybody, though, because we spend a lot of hours, like I said, we do it part-time.
Right.
So
Right.
most of our hours are spent between the hours of maybe 6 and 12 midnight.
Yes.
A lot of times,
They're working hard too.
Exactly.
Right? This
So-
is not something that you get a license and sit down, you get money from your lap. You got to work on it,
Well,
right?
I wanted to say that too. People that think that real estate agents don't work hard, that's totally the opposite. I mean, if you want to make money in real estate, you got to hustle. You got to get out there and hustle. And you got to follow up. And I mean, the key is just follow up and communicate. I mean, and keep following up. It's tough. It don't come up to your door. The agent, the buyers and sellers don't come to your door and knock on it and say, "Hey, I'm looking for an agent to sell my property." I mean, you got to really get out there and pass cards out and talk and
Meet them at the restaurant.
meet them at restaurants.
No,
leave your
you
cards.
leave your card at the restaurant.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you don't, I mean, it's going to be a hard road.
Social media, y'all please share them out. If you're a real estate license, you can share them out and put your name on it so they can call you. If you give us a feedback, what you learned from these two gentlemen right here, and I really appreciate all you guys' time that coming here, and appreciate all you out there that watching our Facebook Live today. Leave any comments, leave any question. I'm sure to get back with you. If you want to check out, see what they're doing, if you are a real estate agent out there looking another way to make some extra money, not for just selling real estate only, but stock earning and revenue share, or other thing, call the Nix brother that will take care of y'all. Okay, y'all have a
Right.
blessed day. And
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye to everybody.
Bye.
All right.